Hey guys, what's up? So in this video, we'll be getting introduced to providers in PowerShell. Providers are a feature of PowerShell to represent various data stores as if they were a file system. So it's similar to what we say in Linux, everything can be represented as a file and all the file operations can be performed on anything on Linux. Here we have various data stores on Windows like registry, environmental variables, aliases, file system assets, and anything and everything can be accessed as if they were a file system. When I say anything, any data store type can be accessed as a file system. So the advantage here is we can use a few set of commands to work with any of the given data store. So let's go ahead and list all the data store by using get ps provider. So you can see there is registry, alias, environment, file system, function, variables. These are all the different types of data store that are available within the PowerShell, and you can see there are corresponding drive letter annotations here. For example, in the file system, I have two drives in my machine, that is C drive and the D drive, and you can see these are the drive letter annotations for those. And for variables, we have variables, and the environment, it will be env colon, so that when we specify a path env colon, the PowerShell automatically understands we are trying to refer to environment data store in a fashion we access the files, but it will be doing all the operations within the environmental variables. The advantage is that we can play around with environmental variables or the aliases, file system functions and variables as if we are dealing with a file. So let's start with the file system as such. We can use the new item command to give a path to the item and then the item type to create a file. So the item type can be file, directory or symbolic link depending on the file type. So I just created a file. Then now I can create a directory using the same command new item, where the item is the directory itself and we specify the item type as directory so that it gets created as a directory. Okay. Now if I do ls here, you can see the directory and the file being listed. Now we can get an item just by using get item and then specify the path to the item. Also we can get to see the property of a file by using get item property, where our item is the file and the property we can give it with a minus name argument in a comma separated fashion. For example, here I am seeking last write time and the creation time. You can see those two properties of the specific file has been listed out. And if you want the values alone without the property name as such, you can go ahead and use get item property value and the same syntax, which will give you those two values. If I only want the last write time, I can do this and it provides me that. Now you can delete a file, which is an item in our case. So by using remove item, and you can delete the directory as well because it's also an item in our case by using remove item command. And if I do ls, there is nothing left because we have deleted the files from the directory. Now let's go to a different data store, that is the registry, and we will see we can use the same commands like new item, get item, set item, remove item to play around with registry and its key value pairs. So in my registry, you can see that we have hkey underscore current underscore user, under which I have a item or a folder called the console, and I will be creating a new item underneath it. So in case of a registry, whatever directory that you are seeing here is called an item, and when you click on an item you see certain values here. These are its properties, and whatever is shown as default is the value of the item as such. Now we will go and create a new item, and now if I go to the registry and do a refresh, you can see the new item has been created and its value is not set because when I was creating it I did not specify any value. I can specify a value 10 and I will make it set item. Now if I go to the registry and do a refresh, you can see its default value is now 10. Now we can add a new property to the item that we created just by using new item property command. And here you can see we are mentioning the path as if we are providing a file, but we are using registry colon colon so that the PowerShell understands we should use the registry data store. Here we provided the name of the property, value, and the property type. In case of registry, the property type can be string, dword, keyword, etc. Now we will define a new property of type string. Now if I go to the registry and perform a refresh, you can see the new properties are added. Now we can perform a get item on the item that we created, and you can see the item is listed and its properties are also listed. Now if you remember, when I did a get item, I used registry colon and the entire path as such by prefixing it with registry colon colon, that is the data store name. Instead, I could use the drive letters or drive annotations that are provided by the PS provider. In the case of registry, we have two drive annotations. One is HKLM, HKey underscore local underscore machine. You can use that drive letter and access anything within HKey underscore local underscore machine, and also you can use HKCU for accessing anything under the key HKey underscore current underscore user. I'll show you an example. So the same item which I accessed using HKey underscore current underscore user console my app test can be accessed using this drive annotation. And when I'm using this drive annotation, like we use C drive for the file or the D drive for the file, when I use this particular annotation, PowerShell understands that it has to go to the registry data store and perform the action. So you can see it yields the same result as the above command. So it's just a shorthand way of doing things. Now I can see all the properties by using get item property command. Now if I want a particular property, I can use the get item property and followed by the minus name attribute and provide the name of the property that I want. If I want to see the value of a particular property, I can use get item property command and then specify the name of the property I want to see. Now I can use the set item property command for setting or changing the value of a existing property. For example, here you can see the new value is being reflected. Now in the registry, it was the old value is 10, and if I go ahead and refresh, you can see the new value is 12. We can remove a property by using remove item property command. Now we can go to the registry and refresh. That property is gone. Now we can remove an item as such. We can use remove hyphen item and registry colon the path to the item. Now if I go to the registry and do a refresh, you can see that item is gone. Now we can see how to use providers for working with the aliases. So here for the alias, we have the drive annotation as alias. So we can now create a new alias by using the new item command itself. So you see the advantage, right? We are using the same command to perform actions on different types of data store. So I created a new alias by using alias colon. So the alias colon is like C drive colon. We give alias colon so that the PowerShell understands we are dealing with the alias data store. So in PowerShell, you are aware that it supports most of the Linux commands. Basically, they are all aliases. For example, if you want to see the alias for ls command, you can use this, which is nothing actually get child item. And also for the remove command, you can see it's remove item itself. Now we can update the value of a given alias by using the set item command. Now we can do a get to see whether the value is updated. So the value is updated. Now I'll set it back to the previous value, and then I will get it back to confirm the value is preserved. Then I can give my np and press enter, which should open up the notepad. Now we can actually remove it by using, as you people guessed, remove item alias colon np. And now if we try to perform a get, it should give us an error saying the item doesn't exist. Now once again, we'll try the same with the variable data store. We can create a new item by using new item command specified by the drive annotation for variable, which is variable colon the variable name and its value specified by the minus value attribute. So now you created a variable. You can get the value of a variable by using getItem. You can update the value of the variable by using setItem. Now you can remove the variable as such by using removeItem. And now if we try to get, it shows the item doesn't exist. Now we'll see how it works with the environment data store. So once I do the ps provider, get ps provider command, you can see for the environment data store, the drive annotation is env:. So we will do the same. This is an existing environment variable in my case. You can use /* to list all the environment variables that are defined, or we can go ahead and define our own by using new item and specify a value to it. So you can get it back using getItem, or you can update the value of an environment variable by using setItem command. And now if you perform a get, you can see the value of that environment variable has been updated. Now we can remove it by using the remove command and perform a get again to see that the item doesn't exist. So that's it. So the provider is nothing. It's actually an abstraction which provides us certain set of commands which could be used with all the data stores irrespective of how they work underneath the hood. It's like an abstraction layer so that we get to work on things very easily. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.